Hey everyone, this is Tanja from Travel Near or Far. Thank you for coming into the live. And if you would, just put comments in there, questions that you may have about the journey as I go and discuss what we're going to be doing. As you may have seen from the title of this video, we will have 26 days at sea with Princess Cruises coming up. And so I wanted to take some time to just go over our thought process and some of the things that we did that are great for travelers in general, and some of those personal quirks that we have as we travel. More me than my husband, but those personal quirks that we like to keep an eye on while we're traveling. So to give you some of the backstory, this is a celebration cruise for my husband and I. So Greg, out there in virtual land, hey sweetie, we are celebrating our 30th wedding anniversary. And as a result, we are taking an extended vacation that will allow for us to really travel for 30 days. And so we started out the journey of planning this vacation roughly a year and a half ago. So it's been on the books for quite some time, maybe even a little earlier than that. So it's been a long time in coming for us to get these plans in order, but now we're less than a week away from heading out on our adventures. And I just wanted to kind of go over what it's like to pack for 26 days at sea. And then we have extra days in Tokyo. So we're going on the Princess Cruise. We will start in Brisbane, Australia, and we will end in Tokyo, Japan. And as I mentioned, this has been a long time planning. So about 4 months ago, we had to pay our final balances, secure our visas. As US citizens, we needed visas for Australia and Papua New Guinea, but all of the other places that we're going don't require a visa. But I did some homework just to make sure so that we wouldn't end up not being able to go on our trip because we hadn't been authorized to enter a particular country. Always check the fine print on your reservations to make sure that you have covered all the bases. One thing that I like to do when I'm traveling internationally is to find Facebook groups or social media groups where people who are also going on that same adventure are. And one thing that you'll see in those instances is that they will be talking about certain requirements, but from where they are, not from where we are. So this is primarily starting out in Australia. So therefore, a lot of the chatter is from that perspective, which has some different requirements than us traveling out of the US or even those who are traveling out of Canada. So make sure you know specifically what the requirements are for your particular country. Now, let's get into the trip. As I mentioned, it's 26 days, Australia to Japan, and we are actually breaking a cardinal rule of cruising. Don't shame us, but life be life, and you have to do what you have to do. So we are actually arriving into Brisbane the day that the ship sails out. So we can only hope that there won't be any mechanical delays, weather delays, or any of that stuff. But our safeguard is that we planned our travel through the cruise line. And as a result, the cruise line is therefore responsible for getting us to the ship if we just happen to miss the ship coming in. So that is a recommendation if you're going to travel, especially where you're embarking internationally. Definitely with the cruise, it's going to cost you more. But if for some reason there's delays, we just had snow last night in DC. If those kind of things happen and your flight's delayed and you don't hit that sail away, then you're covered to some extent. So that's the first recommendation. But I want to show you some of the things that I'm going to take with us, and it's just a quick breeze through everything. So I am that person that gets the paper for everything. So in my backpack, my carry-on backpack, I will have paper copies of our visas. I will have, I'm sorry, looks like the screen keeps going out, but I have paper copies of the visas, itinerary for our sailing. I have some details about the ship itself, the Diamond Princess. And then also I made some excursions that were little things, and you're absolutely correct. A lot of things are digital. However, I just like having a plan B just in case something goes awry and I can't access my emails or something like that. I have them all there. So all of the excursions that are third party, the ones that are through the cruises, I didn't print those out. Things like spa days and meal reservations, I didn't print those out. Usually like Disney or someplace like that, I would, but I just haven't had the time to do that. So that's your level of comfort. So all the paper things. I have our insurance policy for our trip insurance. And then I have some details for our medical insurance in case we end up needing to get care, because we do have an international plan. And so that kind of helps us to not have to panic and find something to, or a way to reach out to our medical provider. Then inside there, I have our luggage tags, which I won't put on until we're in Brisbane, because you don't want them to get lost between here and there. Then I have some homemade cards that I gave to our, that I will give to our cabin steward. Like I like to give gifts to the cabin steward. And because we are there for so long, I'll try to do something every week just to kind of show my appreciation for him or her. Then we have foreign currency. And I know that there's a lot of debate about foreign currency, whether you should get it once you arrive. I'm that person, I like to have everything behind me. So I don't mind paying the extra to go to my bank and say, order this for me. And then I know that I have it in hand. So for this particular trip, we need Australian dollars because that is the currency of the cruise ship. We need Papua New Guinea currency, which I did not get that. I will make a conversion on the ship simply because the amount of money, the denomination that I could get was not what I would be spending for the time that we were in Papua New Guinea. So it's worth getting a smaller amount of money. I would have had to get 100 US dollars, which is a whole bunch of money in Papua New Guinea. I had to get Taiwanese dollars, and that's because we have some activities planned that would use up quite a bit of money, at least in my mind. We're going to use it up. So I did order that, and then we ordered yen for our time in Japan. Most every place else will take credit cards, will take US dollars, but those are the places that either you do a lot of business with mom and pops, so taking foreign currency, US dollars, Asian, Australian dollars would be a little bit of a challenge, or credit cards aren't that popular. Then we also had to make sure that we had the proper amount of time left on our passports. For Japan, it was 6 months. And we also have a global entry so that when we get ready to come back to the States, we can kind of make that process a little bit faster. So that covers all of our getting there. Now, some things about the cruise ship. It's my understanding, I haven't looked, but my husband said it is a packed ship. But one thing I want to share and open up with you all, I just got it in the mail, is Princess does medallions. I know a lot of ships will do cruise cards, but they do medallions. And it's almost like if you've ever been to Disney, the magic bands that Disney offers. And so I'm going to show you my medallion. If it'll show up, I got this screensaver. So there you are, a little heart-shaped medallion. And they give you a lanyard to put it on, but I am not a girl, things around my neck girl, so I will be putting it in the little medallion holder that I bought from Amazon. So there's that. And then I want to give a shout out to one of our dear friends. Her name is Kamisha. She lives in Nashville, where we moved from 1.5 years, almost 2 years ago. And she made our anniversary t-shirts. So it says, sailing into year 30, and it has a cruise ship. So thank you, Kamisha, for making our ships. That will be our embarkation sail away t-shirt. We'll be matchy-matchy because we're lovey-dovey, right? All right, so let's go quickly through some things, the must-haves. And if you have must-haves, I would say leave it in the comments. Things that when you travel, whether it's cruise or land or just drive, a road trip or whatever that you have to take with you. So I'm going to start out with, whenever we travel, period, I like to have air tags for my luggage. So we have air tags. And then something I'm trying for the first time, because we'll be moving our suitcases. We'll have a large suitcase and a small suitcase through Tokyo on the train. So one thing I decided to try are the luggage straps, where you can connect them. It's not going to let you see it, but you can connect the luggage straps to the luggage together and roll them as a single unit. We're going to give that a try. Hopefully it works out. And now we'll move on to inside the cabin. That's going to be our home for 26 days, right? So we need to make it as comfortable as possible. So for space saving purposes, we do have a mini suite, which allows us to have our bed area in addition to a seating area in the balcony. But for space saving, I brought some magnets, because if you don't know, now you know that most cruise ship walls are metal. So this will allow us to hang bags and things of that nature onto the cruise ship and not take up storage space in the drawer, because there aren't very many drawers, and the closets are a nice size on this particular ship. It's an older ship, but more modern ships, you're not going to have a whole bunch of storage. We also have some power adapters that allow us to plug in all the things, because we travel with things, right? So this has USB, USB-C, and it has a US connection on the end, because Diamond Princess does have those connections. Then I brought this little cube converter, because I wasn't sure if they were 2-pronged or 3-pronged. So I brought one to be able to plug up the laptop. So this is a just in case. I may not actually need it, but I'm not 100% certain. So it's better to be safe than sorry, right? So 2 things that I bought that are kind of special, but needful, is I brought these little expandable travel towels. So this is a bath towel, and this is a washcloth. And it serves a multiple purpose, because if you're out on an excursion and you get dirty or something like that, you can have these towels and it's not taking up the much room in your suitcase. You just put some water on them and they swell up or expand out, and you're able to wash up. They're about the size of a little bit bigger than a Tums Rolade, but not much bigger. So you have that. And then we're going to stay in a hostel in Japan, which Greg thinks is more of a hotel, but they label it a hostel. So I'm going to take it at a hostel. I've never been in a hostel, so I don't know if they're going to give us towels. So these expand out to like full length bath towels size. And then, because I'm weird, we're bringing our own shower curtain, because I'm weird. I'll move on. And then we have Clorox wipes, because again, yeah, I'm weird. I got to wipe all the things down, because yeah, I know that we have a cabin steward, and I'm hopeful that everything will be in order. But if not, I got supplies. All right. We're fortunate that on Diamond Princess, we also have laundry. So this is going to help us out, because we're not having to pack a whole bunch of clothes for our 26-day trip, which is going to start out cool here in DC. It's going to be like in the 80s, 90s once we get to Australia, and back into the 50s of highs when we're in. So we're going to kind of go across. So we do need to have some heavier stuff. It's not like on Caribbean, it's all going to be shorts and bathing suits. No, we need something starting out that's going to keep us warm, and we need something that's going to keep us warm once we're in Japan. So we have laundry detergent. I have the detergent packets that are single wash in the sink if you want to wash your swimsuit or something like that. And then I have laundry detergent and fabric softener for the washing machines. And the washing machines aren't free, and that's okay. That's okay. It's saving us costs, but at least we get the wash. So we have half the clothes. I believe I have 4 outfits for the formal nights, which aren't formal. They're just dresses for me. And then 3 swimsuits and maybe 2 pairs of jeans and a couple of sundresses. So not that much clothes. I would say if I only wore everything, not counting the swimsuits, once, I probably have 7 or 8 days worth of clothes. So not that much other than what I'll be wearing when I head over there. Then I also have dish detergent because I always carry a refillable bottle with me when I travel. And then we have reusable straws somewhere in all the things. And out of love and compassion for my husband, we have poopery, which if you know, you know. I won't go into any discussion about the poopery. And then Downy wrinkle release, because another thing about me, I don't like ironing. So Downy wrinkle release, that's what we got. So that is pretty much, there's more things for the room, but those are my must takes. And so we'll move on to the things that we have for, say, excursions when we're out and about. So the first thing I have is this backpack. This is a backpack that you can fold in on it and store it. So it's a very little bag. So it's supposed to be not cuttable and you can't read credit cards through it. So there's that as well. And then I'm trying something new this trip. So in all the videos that I've watched on YouTube about Taiwan, it may be the most difficult place as an English speaker, English only speaker. So I found this little thing online that's supposed to be able to set up so the person that you're talking to can get, and then you can have it translated in their Taiwanese. So I'll do a review and tell you all about that, whether that's going to work. Then because we'll be in hot weather, we're going to have our little fan because, you know, when you're menopausal, you know, we have a travel umbrella, which is going to help with things. And the one thing to content from me as we're going on this journey, I don't like sand. I love water. I love warm water. I don't like sand. However, we spend some time on the beach. So we're going to also carry sunscreen because we'll be in the sun. And on this, we also have our towel straps. Don't get upset about that. So sunscreen, towel straps, and then we have like ponchos for if it's starting raining. I know that I said umbrella, but sometimes, you know, ponchos work better. And then the next big thing I have is all of the first aid stuff. Now, 26 days on a ship, you're bound to run into someone with a cough or a sneeze. And so let's just say we have a little, yep, that's me. We got a on the cruise ship that watched this video. I got you covered. Got you covered. There you go. All right. Then the last thing we're going to do is talk about clapped in the microphone. So hopefully that didn't pop your ears. But just like the extracurricular you on a cruise ship, I mean, you will be busy all the time on a cruise ship. There is something for everyone. However, I'm that type of person that sometimes I just want to give the people. And as I mentioned, it's a full ship. So we're going to have some activities for myself. I'm taking a tango book, some playing cards. My daughter gave me a homework assignment that I'm going to complete while we're on the cruise. That same daughter and my mom gave me, want to learn how to crochet, so gave me some crochet tools and yarn. And then also I have some books to read. So all of the things that you normally would do on a cruise ship, we're taking that with us. And one last thing before I get ready to go and let you ask any questions that you may have. One tradition on sailing is to do cruise ducks. And so you hide cruise ducks. So I went onto one of those websites and I purchased little ducks to hide around. And then I have the things you put in the Crocs. I can't remember what they're called, but so I have some of those. So I have one thing per day. I didn't go too deep. to just hide. I'll give our cabin steward something, and then one thing per day to just hide on the ship, because there will actually be kids on the ship. It does have a kids club, so kids can come and play and have fun along with adults. However, I don't think the majority of the cruise will be kid heavy simply because of the length of it. I would not think that there's going to be a whole bunch of kids on there. So my plans, you may be wondering, like, for 26 days, what the heck are you doing? So my plans, let me tell you, my plan is to go to the spa a lot. So I want to sleep in because it's been some trifling times. So I'm gonna sleep in, go to the spa, eat a little, celebrate a little, find all the music. I love live music. Find some dance classes. Our We have some fitness classes that were included with our cruise. Oh yes, by the way, with our cruise was included the Princess Premier, and so nope, I'm wrong. The Princess Plus, and it's one of their packages. So it includes beverages. It includes casual dining, gratuities. It includes exercise classes, exercise classes. It includes specialty desserts, which are those monstrosities of cakes and ice cream and candies, which I don't know why anyone would want to eat two a day. We will not be eating two a day, but that's what they give us, two a day. And then just a whole plethora of other benefits like room service. And with the medallion that I showed you earlier, you can order food and they will bring it to you anywhere on the ship because that medallion has a locator in it. So I'm excited about it. And so I'm going to ask you all to just come along with us on our journey. And I'll be doing live updates and video recordings so that you all can see what it's like to be on a cruise ship for 26 days, see the excursions as we go to our various ports. We'll be in Brisbane, Newcastle, Sydney. We'll go to two places in Papua New Guinea, Manila, Philippines, Taipei, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and then 4 places in Japan. So it is a jam-packed itinerary, but it also has long stretches at sea. And I like a sea day. I know some people don't, but I like a sea day. So I know that some of you may be watching in the future, and to those in the future, I'm going to say hello. Thank you for coming. But do me a favor, put in the chat what your favorite thing to take on a cruise, the must-have that you can't leave home without, or tell me about your next cruise destination, where you're going, if it's a dream cruise that you have planned, or if you have just something on the calendar to get away from it all. And until next time, I want to thank you for joining me today. And friends, let's go and travel near or far. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.